The Snowy Special. This is a story based on the TV series episode from Series 11, Henry's Lucky Day. Written by Paul Lawson and illustrated by Robert Davies. This is a story about Henry, who, one snowy day, thought he couldn't manage without his lucky trucks. But as you and I both know, really useful engines don't need lucky trucks. You can read along the story with me. You'll know when it's time to turn the page when you hear the Christmas bells. Like this. Let's begin. Winter had arrived on Sodor, and a thick blanket of snow covered the island. Snowdrifts blocked many of the lines, and the tracks were very slippery. The engines felt frozen from their funnel to their footplates, but Henry the green engine puffed happily through the snowy countryside. None of his lines were blocked. That evening, Henry met Thomas in Tidmouth's sheds. "You are the only engine to have made your deliveries on time today," chuffed Thomas. "You must have lucky trucks." Henry saw that none of the other engines were back. "Maybe you're right, Thomas," Henry puffed. "Maybe I do have lucky trucks." One by one, the engines returned to the sheds. It was very late. When the other engines were all asleep, Henry thought how pleased he was to have lucky trucks. "Now I'll always be on time," he puffed happily. "And that means I could be really useful." But the next morning when Henry went to the yard, his lucky trucks weren't there. "Oh no!" Henry whistled. "Where are they?" "Edward took your trucks," puffed Thomas. "He needed them to take coal to the village." The fat controller arrived at the yard. He had a special for Henry. "A delivery of presents have arrived at the airport. You must collect them and take them to the children in the village." So Henry set off for the airport, but he soon ran into trouble. Gordon's hill was very icy. Every time Henry tried to puff up the hill, he slid back down again. It took a long time to reach the top. "I need my lucky trucks back," Henry huffed. "I can't make my deliveries without them." Henry was worried. "I must find Edward! I must find Edward!" he puffed. Henry steamed on through the snow. Up ahead, he saw logs on the tracks. They had fell off James' flat trucks and were blocking Henry's way. "Oh no!" puffed Henry. "If I had my lucky trucks, this would never have happened."
"Where are all the presents?" shouted James. "Your special is to go to the airport."
"Edward has my lucky trucks," whistled Henry. "I must find him first." Henry sighed sadly on the tracks until Rocky the rescue crane arrived. "Don't worry," called Rocky cheerfully. "I'll have the line cleared in no time." Soon Rocky had cleared the logs from the track, and Henry puffed on to find Edward and his lucky trucks. everywhere that Henry chuffed, there were more delays. Sorry, puffed Thomas. It has taken me a long time to clear all the snow from the line. It's not your fault, Henry wheezed. I need to find Edward and my lucky trucks. Henry puffed sadly away. He couldn't find Edward anywhere. I'll never see my lucky trucks again, he sighed. But when he reached the frozen forest, there was Edward with Henry's lucky trucks. I found you! Henry chuffed excitedly. But Henry was going too quickly. His wheels slid on the icy track, and he biffed straight into his lucky trucks. Moaned Henry sadly. Henry put on his brakes and wheezed through his whistle. I'm not going anywhere without my lucky trucks, he huffed. But they're broken, chuffed Edward. And if you don't collect the presents soon, the children won't have anything to open. Henry thought about how sad the children would be. I'll have to get to the airport somehow, he puffed, with or without my lucky trucks. So Henry set off. The tracks were still very icy, and Henry's wheels started to slip and slide, but he kept going. The more Henry thought about the children, the less he thought about his lucky trucks. Before long, Henry arrived at the airport, and his crew loaded up the presents. Then Henry steamed away quickly to start his deliveries. I must deliver the presents on time, he puffed. I didn't want to let the children down. Henry puffed all over the island, dropping off the presents. Soon he was on his last delivery. He steamed into the station and saw the children waiting on the platform. Good old Henry! They cheered. Henry felt very proud. I delivered all the presents without my lucky trucks, he peeped. Maybe the trucks weren't so lucky after all. And when Henry looked at the children's smiling faces, he knew he was still the luckiest engine on Sodor.